Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Attack on Titan. Last time on Attack on Titan, we had Forest of Giant Trees, which for some reason I have to say like that. The 57th Exterior Scouting Mission Part 2, where basically the whole group converged into a forest of giant trees and lured the female Titan into there. And she basically caught up with Captain Levi's squad, including Eren, and she was about to attack, and everyone was like, "Oh, give us your orders, please, what are we going to do? What are your orders?" And Levi was sort of holding out until eventually he was like, "Everyone, cover your ears," and he had one of the flares, basically, and then he shot it, and it was a cliffhanger, and that was pretty much that. Yeah. Also last episode, we did confirm that everyone's waifu is Krista, which I don't blame them. She is a very cute, small, blonde girl, so I do understand that. But yeah, so those were the two things that we did last episode, is confront the female Titan and confirm who everyone's waifu is. So yeah. That was basically that. It was a good episode, and I'm curious to see where we're going after that cliffhanger. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. This is also where I say that if you want to watch my reaction to this episode of Attack on Titan, what you gotta do is head down in the description or to the pinned comment, click on the link there. That will take you over to my reaction where you can watch it just like any normal reaction. Hopefully you have a good time. When you're done with that, you can pop right back over here to this video for the discussion. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this episode of Attack on Titan. Here we go. Alrighty, this is for those that we had to sacrifice in order to capture the Titan known as Lean Jean. And this is for not trusting the scouts. Ow! I legitimately bit into my hand. Probably not as hard as they did, but I legitimately bit into my hand. So, I don't know if you can see the bite mark I now have on my hand. Oh, maybe it's a bit more defined there. Oh, yeah, I think you can see that. Yeah, I really bit into my friggin' hand right there. Alrighty. Wow, okay. I was kind of worried when they started showing the flashback that I was like, man, they better give me some answers in this one, but they did. Not every answer. We still don't know who Lean Jean actually is. Still think it's Annie, but we'll have to see. We still don't know who Lean Jean is, but this was a really good episode. Really good. Got us some new answers and some new questions, and we really got to... I don't know, we now trust the scouts more, you know? So I like that. Okay. So we can go ahead and hop into the notes on this one as I crack every knuckle in my hands. And all my joints and stuff. Alright. So the first thing I wrote down is the acoustic round. That was kind of interesting, but what exactly did that do? Like, the acoustic round didn't seem to do anything to Lean Jean, you know? And it didn't, ward off the rest of the people or anything. Like, no, that acoustic round basically did nothing. So that's... I don't know, unless I'm missing something, maybe you guys can help me out. Like, what did the acoustic round do? You know? Because that was the cliffhanger, you know? That was the cliffhanger, but it didn't seem like it really did anything. Like, it didn't affect Lean Jean in the slightest, so... Yeah, I don't know. I also wrote down... So, this is an interesting thing, that the scouts are specifically trying to keep Eren alive. Not just sort of police him, you know, if he goes rogue, take him out, but it is specifically more of keeping him alive, which... Now that we get, you know, more of, you know, how his powers work and stuff, it makes a lot of sense, you know, that, yeah, they do need to sort of keep him alive, you know? Especially, when they say, like, yeah, if you don't have your powers, our entire plans just go up in smoke, So, so yeah, it makes sense. Keep Eren alive specifically. And they even said, at the end, like, hey, keep him out of sight of the female Titan, So, let's see. Instincts versus trust. So this was interesting, with especially with the flashback of showing, all of them, they're having to put their trust in each other basically, and Eren in the present, showing that he still needs to just sit back and trust them. But I like what Levi says. Man, I love Levi. Levi's kind of rising the ranks too as one of my favorite characters. Between Mikasa and Armin, and honestly maybe Captain Levi might be up there too. So yeah, like when he says like, hey, go with what your conscience tells you, So I really did like that. Because, with the rest of them, they're all like, no, follow your orders and stuff like that. I like when that Levi's like, no, just do what you think is right. Do what you think is right, but be sure you know what is actually right or not, And he says, like, hey, that it can be really hard to figure that out. Even sometimes I can't even figure that out. But, do you go with your instincts or do you put your trust in the other people? And in that particular instance, it was better to trust in the team, even though, yes, and Eren, he had a good point that, people are dying for this, but, people are dying back there needlessly, but it turned out not to be needlessly. They were basically doing that, basically to keep Lin Jin off of the group long enough so that they could lead her into the trap. So yeah. You can still kind of see those bite marks on me. So yeah. God, it's like when Darby bites me, jeez. Although he bites a lot harder, so. And he's not a biting dog. He just like, when he's playing, sometimes he'll get a little excited and he bites and it hurts and I'll see it on my skin for like a day. So, anyway. But yeah, instincts versus trust, I do like that. So an interesting idea that if Eren does go rogue, if he loses control as buffered, I like that they do actually have a way of saving him. Like they have middle ground, like Levi said. Like, we don't have to kill you necessarily. Like, we could, cut the knave out completely with you. Yes, it will cut off your arms and legs, but you should just be able to regrow those with your Titan powers. And so they do have a little bit of middle ground, which is good. Because that is the thing, is that throughout this whole thing, we've heard, it's like, okay, well, if anything goes wrong, Captain Levi will, has the skill. The scouts have the ability to end Eren. But I like this idea that, because it's more about losing control. It's more about losing control than it is about, Eren going rogue. It's not like Eren himself would, go rogue or something like that, but it's more that Buffered would lose control, which is what happened at Trost, That's what happened at Trost, is that he started to lose control. He started attacking Mikasa, and it took a little bit before he was able to get back on track, schlepping the boulder over to the wall. So I like that they now have that middle ground that, yes, if something goes wrong, we cut Eren out of Buffered and, we regroup and we try something else, So I like that they have a little middle ground. We had the test, which was very interesting. The tests with Zoe, Hanji, I always forget. Yeah, I think it was Hanji, Commander Hanji. Yeah, I'm just going to say Zoe because that's what I remember. So, yeah, the test with her, I love how over the top she is, And it's like, yeah, we'll go ahead and give you a test. And it just cuts over to her like, yes, let me test him. Like, oh, God. She's so crazy. She's so crazy, but I love her. So yeah, the test of, we'll put Eren in a well, and then he'll change, and then either he will, just run out of steam on his own because he's stuck in a well, Buford ain't getting out of there, or will be able to use Captain Levi's method of extracting Eren, which means they haven't been able to, they've never been able to successfully do it. They haven't tested Levi's plan, basically. So yeah, because, again, they go and it's like, oh, he's just sitting there, he's standing there and he's just bleeding. Like, he didn't actually transform, which is interesting. And I was kind of thinking, like, okay, maybe it has to be, like, something, like, life-threatening, Because the first time was when he was eaten by a Titan. The second time was stopping the cannonball. The third time was technically, I suppose, not exactly life-threatening, but it was to, stop the Titans in Trost. So I was kind of thinking, like, okay, maybe it's, like, the Avatar state. Like, maybe he can't actually, like, go into it at will, at least maybe not without practice. But then I actually like this. This is the dumbest thing, is that he drops the spoon, and then when he goes to pick it up, he accidentally turns on Buford just enough to summon Buford's arm to grab the spoon. That was hilarious. Because we've seen before, that he can actually just manifest part of Buford, which we saw the second time when he stopped the cannonball, but it was really just enough of the arm to stop the cannonball and a bit of, like, the torso and the skull, but not the complete Buford. So I like that this time, first off, there's this giant explosion, and I love the when it shows this explosion and Captain Levi is just kind of standing there like, the fuck is happening? Excuse me? So that was really funny. But yeah, and then it just cuts back, and Eren's just standing there like, shit, like, I manifested an arm, Like, he's just standing on there. Well, first, this is the first time he's kept his jacket, too, He actually kept his jacket this time. But he's just standing there with his arm inside of his own Titan flesh. He's like, damn it, I just wanted to grab a spoon, So, but that was really interesting. And yeah, they figured out that he needs an objective, which they kind of figured out before, that it's when he assumes Titan form, it's basically for an objective. Killing Titans, saving Mikasa and Armin, schlepping the boulder over to the hole in Trost. And for this one, his objective was to pick up a spoon. And he did, and the spoon was completely fine. So that was really interesting. I also like Zoe going over. She starts touching the stuff, and she's like, son of a bitch, that is hot. That was super funny. But yeah, and honestly, it does make sense. The four scouts there who were freaking the fuck out at this, that they were just going crazy, and even with Captain Levi being like, guys, calm down, and like they were just not listening to him, So yeah, and I like that it's like they did say it's like, hey, we have to make spur of the moment decisions, and they were terrified, and they said like, yes, that's no excuse for how we acted, but you have to understand, and we do understand. And I like that they all bit themselves in order to get forgiveness from Eren. So I like that. I love the group dynamic between them, honestly. Like, they are sort of becoming our new family. Which, obviously we have our old family, which is Mikasa, Armin, and the rest of the scout/cadets. I don't know what we're going to call the original group, but I do like this new, our new family. We'll have a new family, like I do like that. So I like all the talk about trust, and that is what allowed Eren to trust them while they were going through the forest of giant trees. I will always say it like that for some reason. So yeah. So I like that. And then we ended off with the trap, which was very clever. Just completely just trapping Lean Jean in there. That was really, really cool. I like that. And yeah, I mean, if they can hold her there, at a point her body is going to start breaking down because she can't last in that form forever. or they're going to try Levi's method and cut her the fuck out of that, out of Lean Jean. And we'll find out who is actually in there. I still think it might be Annie, honestly, especially because she's in the intro and the outro. But I don't know. I do not know. So yeah, I'll be very curious to see if it is Annie. That would be really, really cool if I guessed it right. Mainly because she's the only blonde girl that, she's the only other blonde girl on the show. Like, we have 3 blonde people. Well, okay, and again, other than Commander Smith, but it's not him. It's not Armin, because Armin was the first one to encounter Lean Jean. And it's not Krista, because, well, we confirmed that too. So it might be Annie. Might be Annie, wouldn't that be something? But yeah, we will have to see next time. But that's basically it. This was a really, really great episode. I really enjoyed it, and I love the dynamic between Aaron and Captain Levi's team. So yeah, that was really, really great. I don't know why. I feel like there should be something else I should say, but I can't really think of it. So yeah. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Attack on Titan videos, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure to hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon, follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.